It's like that.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. This is Brian. I'm here tonight with Cedric.
Yo.
Oh my God, Chris.
Hey.
Jesus, sorry, Nick. I don't know why.
Multitasking.
For some reason, I wanted to be like Jason. I was like, wait, no, there's no fucking Jason. There's never been a
Really?
Jason. I don't even know if I have any friends named Jason. Yeah.
You worked with the Jason.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the banana cookies. Shit is ridiculous. All right. So anyway, we're gonna be taking a look at the Lost Ark official gameplay trailer. If I hit record, I don't think I did. Nope, I did. Good. Oh, thank God. So, Cedric, you know the most about Lost Ark. Why don't you go ahead and lead us in while I start the video? I'm just gonna let it loop.
Yeah. So, I mean, Lost Ark, action RPG, been out in Korea and some other countries for a while now. It was ported over to Russia first, and now we're finally getting it. Amazon Game Studio, as you saw right there, it's going to be publishing it. So, Lost Ark, it takes place in this world, fantasy world. And I'll be honest, I don't know much about the lore itself, but what I do know about the world is that it's large and expansive open world ARPG, which we don't have a lot of those.
No, it's gorgeous, man.
It doesn't disappoint. So I've played, I've had the pleasure of playing on the Russian server for a little bit, and I've had the pleasure of playing in the most recent technical alpha. I can't talk about the technical alpha, but I can talk about my experiences over in Russia. And so,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, some people are really antsy about all of that right now, but I've actually had really good experiences every time that I have played with, well, really any kind of international base of players. But I was surprised by I can't remember the last time I played with the majority of Russian players. It might have been that one game you got me to try that was from my games.
Oh yeah, Conqueror's Blade.
Oh, Conquer.
Yes, I think that might have been it. But I had a fantastic time, so I just wasted like a minute and a half. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. Conqueror's Blade is awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
parts of it is awesome. Parts. So the game's visuals, they don't disappoint. You get in game, you'll realize that the game, it looks just as gorgeous as what you're seeing here is what you can expect in turn. As long as it's not CGI, what you're seeing here is what you can expect in game. It looks that good. The world is huge. I mean, there are so many areas to go to. The areas themselves, they kind of feel like they're open world. They're a little bit on rails in the beginning, but they open up and they expand a bit more. There's world bosses. You get your own ship around like level 28 or 30 to sail across things. The raids. So the raids are solid in this game. I mean, you can take, I think, up to 10 people into a raid. All the dungeons and stuff have like real true blue mechanics. Like, I mean, when you're raiding or doing dungeons in this game, it's almost like you're playing WoW and you forget you're playing a top-down ARPG. That's how solid the mechanics are in the game.
That's incredible. Like, are they gonna? I was just gonna ask, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, because I didn't really look too well the first time we watched through. But do you see any of the raid content here? Like, have they flashed them even?
I haven't had a chance to do the specific raids. Some of those monsters, they are in some of the harder dungeons, and some of them might even be part of the raid. But no, I can't call it out and go, yeah, that's definitely the raid.
Oh, okay.
Because I haven't made it that far, but I've done a lot of research on it, and what I've played of the dungeons. The dungeons themselves, the hard mode dungeons themselves, are a lot of fun to play through. There's actual mechanics. If you get hit by something, it's punishing. If you don't get hit by something, you're gonna pretty much have a good time, like any other type of content. But again, in this game, like if you get hit by something you're not supposed to get hit by, it'll one-shot you. Yeah. And while you're learning, it'll damn near one-shot you. So it's fun. It feels very engaging. The combat couldn't feel any better for an ARPG. It feels very, very responsive, very smooth, very combo-y. You feel like a badass. Can't ask for much more from the combat system.
That's definitely a hard one for some ARPGs to get. You know, like the weight of your hit too is a big thing. Like if all the enemies look amazing, but they all equally get shot up like cardboard, then it's terrible.
Yeah, I played Berserker, and it was just, oh man, it was everything you want in a Berserker.
So does this play like PoE?
This plays much more smooth than PoE.
Okay.
So, but same concept, right? Top down, but again, upgraded graphics. It doesn't have the same like passive skill tree system that PoE has, and it's definitely a different game. Don't get me wrong. This is more like you took an RPG, like an MMORPG, and instead of making it third person, you took the camera and you just put it above them. That's exactly how this game's. I can't put it any other way. But if you were to take something like an Arcade or an Ion and you took the camera and you changed its fucking position, that's what this is.
I'm genuinely excited. It looks like a priest. Almost looks like melee DPS. Maybe more melee DPS. Like that looks like
there's plenty of classes. There's tons of classes. You'd be hard pressed to say I can't find the class that I like in the game.
And
each like major class has a branch off. So, huh?
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say you said this doesn't even have a cash shop.
No. Whoa. Hold on. That's sort of Legends Online.
Yeah, that was the Chinese MMO.
This definitely has a cash shop.
I can't blame him because this looks fantastic, and I mean I know that buy to play would be the optimal for all of us. We all would rather have that, but we kind of know the microtransactions are part of the price to play for a lot of these. So as long as they're fairly priced or at least all cosmetic.
They're not all cosmetic, from what I understand. There's some power gain in it, from what I understand, and that's the bad and ugly part about this game. It's been out long enough for that to be data mined.
From what I understand, there's a little bit of power, but a lot of it is going to be quality of life stuff, which can be just as bad.
So, are we talking about like housing type of, like the bonuses you could buy in, say, Mog Station?
Well,
no,
more like boost, other kinds of
Roboto.
You're getting auto-tuned there. Oh, don't be upset. It was good. I just,
don't lie to him.
Don't lie to him.
It should be good now.
Yeah, no, you're way better.
But it's just quality of life stuff. Like from what I was reading, I think it's like some drop chance stuff, crafting stuff, leveling stuff, but it's what I actually find to be the worst, where they are selling the answer to a problem that they are inherently creating.
Yeah, at the same time, God, I really want to play this.
Because that's the same thing, like, I think...
I know how bad it sounds.
I think, was it Shadow of Mordor 2 or whatever? I think that was the game that got, like, beaten down the most for creating a problem and then selling the solution.
I think Battlefront 2 was the sort of the crux, the last.
That was the pinnacle.
Yeah, exactly. That was the one that just put the last nail in the coffin. People were like, "What the fuck, man? This is terrible." And I still played that game too. It was actually a really solid game. I feel bad for DICE. Like, they really did a great job with the bare bones of the game. It's just that EA kind of got greedy and ruined it.
Yep.
Actually,
the one thing
flat out got greedy and ruined it.
The one thing that disappoints me about this game is I read a lot about it before I actually saw gameplay and stuff out of it. I'm actually disappointed that it's isometric. I read everything saying it was going to be an action RPG, and I was actually hoping it would be like Guild Wars 2.
Oh, really? No, I was hoping it would be more the Diablo style. But just a little bit more in depth,
I'm kind of over that brand.
Oh, not me. I need one. Grim Dawn was fantastic, but I haven't played a really good one in a while. Wolcen, has anybody played that recently?
Not since the changes, but I heard good thing.
Really?
Yeah, I put a lot of time into Wolcen when it first came out. I liked it, but it was broken. We
may have to go back and take another look at it and do a video to see, maybe do a playlist about games to see if they're worth going back to. There's plenty of them, definitely. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I know I'm looking forward to it, but I would love to see more. Do we know, do they have a solid date in the fall? It just says fall.
No. There's been a slight leak, if you will. It looks like there's going to be a closed beta potentially in July, so that'll be cool. I would think, if it's not NDA, we should definitely take a look at it.
Yeah.
The one thing I also want to kind of make sure we mention before bringing to a close, this game is both PvE and PvP, so they have ranked battlegrounds, 3v3s, 1v1. They have, again, raiding scene. They've got life skills. They've got a lot of different things in the game to keep you occupied.
It's gonna be a time sink.
A lot of fun.
Like, I can't wait for a good time sink like that.
Not if you pay money.
It can be done with it today if you pay a little bit.
Nick playing devil's advocate.
Tickle your fancy.
So Cedric, you said you weren't sure a lot about the lore. Is this one based off of anything previous, like any novels or anything like that, or
Not
is
that I'm
this just
aware.
like, yeah? Because I mean, it looks like
fantastic.
something has been freaking established in just the gameplay, the characters, the enemies, and everything.
It's
like
been
that.
out
I mean,
for long enough that it's got solid content already. I like that. Which means that, we're not going to be waiting on them to fix the base stuff. Like, it's been out long enough that stuff has been bundled or buttoned up for the most part. It's probably going to be localization issues.
What I mean more or less is like, it looks like, you have video game writers, but then you have like, what is that one game that George R.R. Martin had something to do with?
Elden Ring?
Like,
Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring.
yeah.
Hell
So-
yeah.
Right, so that's going to have a hell of a story to it. So, I was just wondering if maybe this was kind of the same thing, because I know there's a lot of fantasy novels, and this just looked so, like,
Rich.
all over the place, like writers were really at it. So, I mean, I'm definitely interested in this, for sure.
Yeah. I almost bought, like, the big edition. Anyway, yeah, we'll cover more of it when it comes out, at least, depending on what the community says, if they want to see a little bit more of it. Let us know if you're interested, and we will cover more of it. And if you're not, we'll probably still cover more of it, because we're interested.